And we will get to that pitch in just a few moments, but we must point out that it is Wexford's first win in Cork since 1993, so that in itself is hugely impressive. But Brendan, we mentioned before it about an apparent lack of enthusiasm from Cork last week. Was there a contrast in attitudes between the two sides today?
There was, big time. Like David Judge said there, they came down to do a job and to win, you know, and they did that. 9 different scores to the game. Dunbar was exceptional, but you can see the amount of space that he gets here. I mean, the Cork defence were just all at 6s and 7s. There was no urgency about it. Again, Jack O'Connor gets the ball. Look how much space. He'd have time to have a good look around. Puts it up along the wing again. And like Ken and Fairns, you see the way the defenders are tracking back there. There's no way in a National League game you'd be happy with that kind of energy or enthusiasm.
Well, there's no urgency at all. Like, there's really a lack of effort there, Brendan, you know. And as a manager, you'd be watching that saying, like, what's happening? And even, I think, Foley here, he's not the biggest man on the pitch, but there's only one winner here, and that's like determination. He's winning that ball, and I think that's the difference between Wexford and Cork today. You wonder, are Cork really going for the league? And I suppose after 2 semi-final defeats in the Championship and games that were probably they had a chance to win, I'm sure the league is probably not a priority for them, because judging off some of the plays in the first half and even the second half again, it couldn't be whether they trained unbelievably hard all week or whether, look, they're just purely going on Championship. Because
is there a fear, though, I think, when I look at the Cork performance today, somebody has to put their hand up during the league, and you have to say, I want to start. Is there a little bit of the players from numbers 18 to 30 on the Cork panel going, well, I'm happy enough to be kind of a sub here and hanging around and all that? I didn't see that
they're
urgency.
Happy enough, or you saw what happened in last year's All-Ireland semi-final, where many of the subs weren't brought on, and said you had players who'd already taken a chance.
This is your opportunity to put your hand up and run yourself into the ground, you know what I mean? And we see in other teams, if Limerick, and we'll look at it later on, are fist pumping at a Saturday evening in the frost and bitter cold as All-Ireland champions, then other counties must say to themselves, that we've got to get a sport on to get my place. And I mean, that's the bar, and that's where the level should be at.
Two semi-final defeats, that the game was really there for him. He's purely, I'd say, getting himself right for the summer, you know, because he can't be in that position again come August, looking at our final, sitting at home sick, you know. So,
yeah. Although they didn't have a great great league last year, and they went on to within a whisker of it all.
Just the last thing, they've won the last 2 Munster finals. We were chatting about this earlier, so you know they might be just a summer team. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
What about? I mean, last week was dominated obviously by head-high challenges. Tony Kelly's red card. We saw Tim O'Mahony today pick up a yellow card. Now, are you thinking that this is yellow?
No, I like Tim O'Mahony centre back. I think actually it's a position that might suit him. And no, I'll be honest, that's a red card. I have no problem with a centre back, especially a young centre back like him, laying down a marker. And you can't leave anyone swan around you. And he nearly cut Jack O'Connor in half there. You know, I'm sure Tim is not already there. He's not. But to me, that was a red card. If Tony Kelly's challenge last week was a red, that was definitely a red. In saying that, look, it's the second or 3rd of February. Lads are only really finding their feet when it comes to proper work.
Well, is that an excuse for a
No, Jack O'Connor got up, and I think I'd agree with Ken. It's a red card for me all day long. Like the young man in slow motion, you're nearly grimacing as you look at it. He was committed to coming in. He's all pumped up. I want to be the man at centre back, and that's fine, you know. But I think Jack O'Connor, in fairness to him, got up, and the ref saw at the corner of his eye. He got up. Look, it mightn't be as bad as I thought. All happened so fast, but Tim O'Mahony, sorry, he's a lucky man. It's just yellow.
Okay, let's get to the pitch though, because look, all pitches have betting in time. We saw it took Croke Park ages for it to come right even, but all the talk about the overspend in Porky, which we still don't even know what that's going to be. Is this good enough, even given that all pitches have teething problems? Yeah,
no, it's not. Look, I'll be honest, that's an absolute shambles, you know. And lads are going to play in their second league game, and you're expecting a better surface than that. And even to play a Gaelic game beforehand, you know, knowing that the pitch is not right, you'd wonder who made that decision, you know. And look, I love Páirc Uí Chaoimh. When we first Munster final in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, we bet Brendan's team 2002.
Thanks, couldn't let go every time we meet.
I love the stadium. I think it's a great place, but the pitch is that pitch is shocking there, you know, and to be honest with you, it's not suitable for any sport. I might say hurling, which is a summer sport.
It is, and like they're home again in 2 weeks' time, and Cork are top of the ground team, so the pitch will reflect and be your home advantage. The last thing we want to do is play a game side in the paddy field like what we saw today. So look, there's a lot of soul searching that has to be done down there. Do they move the game from Páirc Uí Chaoimh
after spending possibly 110 million or more?
It's about the pitch, it's right, about winning matches.
I think it could have seeped into the Cork's kind of attitude starting off. They're that type of team. I think they're a top of the ground team, which we're saying. And you're out on the pitch for a warm-up saying, what's the story here, you know? This is terrible, you know?
Okay.